You got to admit it can be easy to become numb about media bias these days. So the Ingraham angle is keeping track of the worst offenders of the week in a great segment. Joining me now is Allie Stuckey, host of the podcast Relatable, and Dinesh D'Souza, conservative commentator. Now, you guys know how this works. It's time for a bit of a lightning round. Panel, let's begin with CNN's, where else would you start? CNN's Don Lemon. He's reportedly claiming that his show and his network are not liberal. Let me give you a quick reminder of some of the things he said recently.
Donald Trump has just been conning us. All along, people. Own it. I do believe that this president is a racist, and I don't say that lightly.
He is clearly trying to ignite a civil war in this country.
Allie, just playing it straight.
Oh, yeah. No, they're not liberal at all. They just take every leftist position on every issue that's out there. This is the problem with a lot of people at CNN, is that they're not honest with themselves. They still fancy themselves this middle-of-the-road, fast-first network that has no agenda whatsoever, and we see night after night that that's just not true.
Dinesh, what does he tell himself to justify that?
Well, I'd like to think it's just a simple lack of self-consciousness, that he places himself squarely at the center of the political spectrum, and he only measures politics as it moves to the left and the right of where he is sitting. But that kind of innocence, I think, is hard to justify when, we live in a divided country. It's very obvious that there's a wide political spectrum. It's very obvious that Don Lemon is considerably to the left of that spectrum. So to refuse to admit that, I put down not to ignorance, but to simple deceit.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Great point. All right, topic two, next example. Joe Biden, he was slammed for plagiarizing parts of his new climate plan. This is what CNN's Allison Camerata said about it.
Don't you go to the experts' website, and lift some of their terminology?
You just lift it. It's pretty clear she's on board with Biden taking things that don't belong to him. But here's what she said back in 2016 when Melania Trump faced similar charges.
Yes, but I mean, the point is that without acknowledging it, what does that say about the campaign and their tactics?
Oh, Dinesh, back then it was you just lift it.
Someone once said that behind every double standard, there is a single standard waiting to be uncovered. And I think what's going on here, it's not that there's a kind of contradiction or double standard here. They have a single standard, and that is cover up for their side and attack the other side. And they do that with actually relentless predictability. So ultimately, when we recognize that we're dealing not with a straight Republican-Democratic fight, but with a Democratic Party that has Hollywood and academia and the media in its corner, then I think we know what we're up against.
Allie, I mean, Vice President Biden is the front runner on the Democratic side, yet it's dismissed away.
Yeah, but he's just quirky Uncle Joe. This is just one of the things that he likes to do, plagiarizing, massaging women in public. It's just part of the public persona, and we're supposed to be okay with it.
That was a great answer, except you forgot sniffing. But I digress.
Oh, that too,
yeah. Third example. This was a solemn week, as we all know, marking the 75th anniversary of D-Day. But this is how The View's Whoopi Goldberg commemorated, by somehow making the topic about illegal immigration.
This is why it's important, that people remember what folks fought for. We fought for the right to help people from other countries. We've done it as long as I can remember.
Allie, how do you make D-Day about illegal immigration?
This is what happens when you are so woke that your brain just falls out of your head, that you can't even remember basic history. That is not why we fought. Yes, we fought to help other countries, but that was not the right for which we actually fought. Part of the values that we fought for against totalitarianism, sovereignty of our country, is a part of that. I'm not sure how you can be reaching that far to make this somehow about illegal immigration. I just am not sure how you got there.
Again, Dinesh, is this willful conflation? I mean, what will you do to liberate a continent versus an illegal act?
Well, I mean, first of all, let's remember the United States got into World War II kind of late. We didn't do it to help really anybody. We did it when we were directly attacked. The Japanese attacked on Pearl Harbor. That's when the United States got into the war. So they started it, we finished it. This had nothing to do with helping people or preventing them from washing up on our shores. Immigration was simply not the issue at all. And so there's kind of almost a kind of silliness that's going on here. But I think that's what happens when you've got like-minded people on a panel. There's no one to check anything that is said, and so a kind of foolishness sort of becomes the norm.
Absolutely. It's scary, and it happens every week, and the Ingraham Angle brings it to you. Allie and Dinesh, thank you very much.